John Dickinson was born in 1732 to a wealthy Quaker family in Maryland. 6 years later, the family moved to an estate in Delaware. In 1770, Dickinson married Mary Norris, the daughter of the former Speaker of the Pennsylvania Assembly, and the pair went on to have 5 children, although only 2 survived infancy. John Dickinson had 5 children. Isaac Norris Dickinson and John Dickinson were his 2 sons. Mary Dickinson, Maria Mary Dickinson, and Sarah Norris Dickinson were his 3 daughters. Out of the 5 children, Isaac Norris Dickinson and Mary Dickinson did not survive. But Maria Mary Dickinson, Sarah Norris Dickinson, and John Dickinson had survived. This is John Dickinson. He was the only major political figure active on the home front at every stage of the founding of the United States, from the protest of the Sugar Act in 1764 through the ratification of the Constitution in 1789. Dickinson worked in Mullen's office for 3 years, copying documents and studying in the company of other apprentices. In 1753, he went to London's Inns of Court to complete his legal education. The study of law in the inns was an unstructured affair. Dickinson followed a daily regimen of reading law books, visiting law courts, and debating the fine points of law with fellow law students. He learned not only court procedure, but also, from discussions with the other residents, how to organize and present his views on a variety of topics. John Dickinson was born in 1732 and won fame in 1767 as the author of letters from a farmer in Pennsylvania to the inhabitants of the British colonies. The letters helped turn public opinion against the Townshend Acts enacted by the British Parliament. Dickinson also helped draft the Articles of Confederation and craft the U.S. Constitution. His legacy is honored through Dickinson College and Penn State Dickinson School of Law, both in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. At age 18, Dickinson followed his father, a judge in Delaware, into the study of law at a Philadelphia law office. In 1753, Dickinson went overseas and spent 4 years studying in the London court system. While there, he heard leading minds of the day discuss Enlightenment philosophy and individual rights. The experience brought into sharp focus the relationship between history and politics and would influence the rest of Dickinson's life. In the aftermath of the 7 Years' War from 1756 to 1763, the British government found itself deep in debt and began looking for ways to generate revenue. Parliament enacted the Stamp Act of 1765, which imposed a direct tax on specific products imported to the colonies. Predictably, the colonists met the tax with fierce opposition, claiming taxation without representation and organizing boycotts on British goods. Although he refused to sign the Declaration of Independence, he chaired the committee that drafted the Articles of Confederation and served as a militia officer during the Revolutionary War. He served President of Delaware in 1781 to 1782 and President of Pennsylvania in 1782 to 1785. He also served in each state's legislature in the 1760s and the 1770s. He later founded Dickinson College. Dickinson attended the Constitutional Convention on behalf of Delaware and wrote extensively on behalf of its ratification under the pen name Fabius. His influence played a significant role in the ratification of the Constitution by Pennsylvania and Delaware. Most importantly, Dickinson was one of the early intellectual leaders of resistance to British oppression. Dubbed the penman of the Revolution, he had a profound impact on the Founding Fathers when he authored the Declaration of Rights and Grievances in 1765, of the Stamp Act Congress, as well as the Letter from a Farmer in Pennsylvania from 1767 to 1768, which condemned British oppression in the years leading up to the American Revolution. With Thomas Jefferson, he co-authored the Declaration of the Causes and Necessity of Taking Up Arms in 1775, which was adopted by the Second Continental Congress. In the Declaration, the Congress approved military action in defense of the rights of the colonists. John Dickinson returned to Delaware, where he divided his time between private life and political duty. He served as president of Delaware's Constitutional Convention and was an informal advisor to President Thomas Jefferson. Dickinson died on February 14, 1808, at his home in Wilmington, Delaware. Let our government be like that of the solar system. Let the general government be like the sun, and the states the planets, repelled yet attracted, and the whole moving regularly and harmoniously in several orbits. Honor, justice, and humanity call upon us to hold, and to transmit to our posterity that liberty which we received from our ancestors. It is not our duty to leave wealth to our children, but it is our duty to leave liberty to them.